Hi, this is Mass Rundown. If you enjoy movie reviews, shorts, and trailer reactions, you're in the right place. So now subscribe and hit the like button down below.
On this Top Tuesday, we're reviewing number 83, The Thing from 1982. The Thing is a 1982 science fiction horror film directed by John Carpenter, starring Kurt Russell as MacReady.
We're on now a little bit of a John Carpenter run.
Totally on a John Carpenter run. Although John Carpenter really only did the first one or two Halloween movies, and then they just got bad after that.
I know, but it's his baby in his franchise, at least in my opinion. So
And
he started it.
His score accompanies everything, so... Except for 3, but we don't talk about 3.
No. So The Thing is about a research team in Antarctica who turn on each other as their ranks are infiltrated by The Thing. Let's start with the good. The Thing opens with this really interesting helicopter chase.
Yes.
And the people in the helicopter are trying to kill a dog.
Yes.
And of course, I'm like, don't kill the dog.
No, you're the bad guys, obviously.
Yes. But as it goes along and you see the desperation, you start to think, I think I'm going to have made a mistake rooting for the dog.
Yes, very much so.
It's not often a mistake you make.
And it's surprisingly intense and like high stakes, that chase to catch that dog and kill that dog.
The dog in this is a lot more menacing and deceitful, almost like what you'd think a fox would be.
Yes, very much fox-like.
And the dog they got to play it was amazing because the dog looked menacing at times.
Totally one of the best actors in the movie was that dog.
The dog was
Kudos.
creepy.
Yeah.
It felt like it had this menacing intention. And obviously, you know, there's a reason why it feels like that, but I feel like they did such a good job portraying that.
Yes.
And knowing that it's 1982, they couldn't have just CGI'd stuff.
No, it was
It's amazing.
It was back when dogs could act. And I think in total, the acting in this movie is really good. Kurt Russell as MacReady is probably the best role I've seen him in. Look, I'm sure he has other great roles, but looking back on it, I think that's probably easily the best I've seen him act. And great supporting cast around him. Everybody was very believable, and everybody was very suspicious of everybody else, and they played that very well.
I enjoyed it, and I think the set helped portray that because they were also locked in and close together, and the weather was against them. Everything's against them. And so it's easier for them to be on edge with each other.
And I think it also speaks to John Carpenter's directing, because he made everything so close. And yes, outside it was very wide open and you could tell how isolated they were. But inside it was close quarters, everybody was on top of each other, and you felt that nervousness, like, I can't actually get away from anything in here.
And you can't, because like you're saying, outside is very isolated. If you go outside, you're going to die.
So yeah, great directing.
Yeah, for any extended period.
Oh yeah.
And I think the score really worked well with the movie as well.
It built that tension and that suspense, yeah, very well. And the movie uses some of the most intense, insane, horrific, amazing practical effects I've ever seen. Like, it was creepy as hell.
I've never seen the movie before, so I was very skeptical about how well they would be able to portray and do these practical effects. But they did an amazing job. I was very impressed. It's not even bad for today.
And every iteration of the thing was different coming out of the people, and that just added to the creepiness, because you kind of would get used to it if it was the same thing every time, and with it being different every single time, it's, what is it going to look like now?
Yeah, what new creepy manifestation has it taken on?
I think the best one was the head with the spider legs and the snail-like eyes poking out. That was creepy.
The one where they had the stomach open gave me very alien vibes.
Yes.
I was waiting for something to come out.
Just to pop.
And instead they did the opposite. Caved in.
Yes.
I think it definitely kept us on our toes because we didn't know what to expect next.
Yes. And I think that was the best thing about the movie, was the suspicion that it built between all the crew members. And it, like, culminates in that final, it's not the final scene, but one of the end scenes where Kurt Russell is testing all the bloods. And you know one of the bloods is going to do something, but even when it jumped, that gave me a fright. I was like, okay, I wasn't quite expecting that sort of reaction. And that was great.
It was a lot bigger than I thought.
Yes.
And even the final scene, it kind of leaves it open.
Very much. And I like open endings when it's done well. And that was done very well, because they're either all going to die in there or something's going to get out.
Yeah, almost felt hopeless.
Very hopeless.
There's been a lot of iterations of the thing, for example, in X-Files, in the Ice episode.
Yeah.
And I think that just talks to how iconic this movie is, because it's been used and has inspired so many other TV shows and movies and stuff.
It is definitely iconic. It's had a massive influence on pop culture and culture in general.
Yeah. I can see why, because this was the first time I've ever watched it, so I was very impressed.
Yes.
So impressed, in fact, that I actually have absolutely nothing bad to say about it.
I will join you there, because there's surprisingly nothing bad about the movie.
I think that just leaves us with the ratings. I gave it an 8.
I gave it an 8 as well.
That leaves with a total of 8. I think it's pretty impressive, especially for a 1982 sci-fi horror.
Yeah.
In terms of who should watch it, I think if you enjoy sci-fi horrors, if you just enjoy horrors, this is an amazing classic. And I think everyone, if you haven't seen it, you really should watch it.
Yeah.
And I think that's why we're pretty vague with some of what we're talking about, because it would be such a shame to spoil this for anyone.
Yeah. Go watch it. I think it's definitely worth it. So let us know in the comments down below. The practical effects in this are amazing. Is there another movie that lives up to the same practical effects?
Don't forget to like and subscribe. Bye.
Later.